Hello Lisa, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda's channel. Thank you for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload videos, you'll be the first person to be notified. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of ours. You guys are the real MVP. So lovely. So I came across this video on my For You, and I thought to share where it was actually said that the protest was peaceful because black people was not involved. Like they made it look like the protest actually went smooth and soft because black people who often make protests so oh my god, you know what it is. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please let me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. Alright lovelies, let's dive into it.
Never seems to amaze me, the hatred and bigotry that is always on display towards black individuals in society. Here we are with the most recent marching and protesting on April 5th. There are people out there now stating that the protesting was done peacefully. It was done the right way. But of course, bigotry has to have a say in it and mention the reason why they were so peaceful is because black people were not there. Isn't that something else? Could you believe bigotry would actually say something like that amongst black individuals in society, deeming us as criminals, stereotypically labeling us as the bad guys in society? Where did they ever get that idea? Do you think that might have been passed down throughout history and something that is ingrained in them and they can't seem to simply evolve past their small thinking? Protests were peaceful because we were not there. No, that's not it. It's because police and the police departments and the judicial system disproportionately goes after black individuals in society. If this protest, and we all know, was at least maybe a half or even a fourth of black individuals that were involved, we would have seen the SWAT team. Hell, we would have seen the National Guard, because we've seen it in history. These things would happen in the past. We would have seen all types of escalation of force to manage the situation, which is a clear acknowledgement that black individuals are treated differently by law enforcement than white individuals. And that's why it seemed like it was peaceful.
There are lessons in life that are meant to be learned the hard way. And then there's this woman. Stand up, take your people. I have so many questions and a few thoughts. Let's start with, what part of stay your black ass at home didn't you understand? Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of white people. You thought they weren't gonna notice your black ass? The only black person out there, and who gets arrested? White people. Before this protest took place, y'all was making videos. If our black brothers and sisters show up, we're gonna be shields. We're gonna be human shields. We're not gonna let them touch our brothers and sisters. Is the human shield in the room with us? Because not only did you allow that to happen, you allowed this to happen. Her human shield must have been on break too. Can y'all stop sending me videos from this performative Saturday walkabout? Because that's all it was. White folks, when y'all really serious, when you get really angry, do this shit on a weekday. Nothing worth having was ever gained from having a protest on a Saturday. The whole point of a protest is to disrupt business, is to disrupt their money, is to disrupt their way of life. Y'all didn't disrupt shit. Keep patting yourselves on the back and telling yourselves you did something. I tell you what, sweetie, we're going to start at the beginning. And you stop me when you feel like I've come to the point where white people deserve a pat on the back, where they deserve recognition. They sat back and planned this pep rally, and knowing full well that black people said they want no parts of it, when we told them no, they made videos voicing their anger. How dare we? Then tons of them made comments and posts that they were going out there to march for the marginalized, which is first of all elitist and separatist and inherently racist in and of itself. But it also states that they somehow think they are above what is happening under this dictatorship now, and that the marginalized need a white savior. Protests are meant to disrupt business as usual, to disrupt capitalism. They chose to do it on a Saturday when most businesses that could be affected are closed. They brought children, babies, to a protest, then proceeded to set up a bouncy house where they sat back and watched their children bounce with glee while having picnics. You heard me right. They were having picnics. Then they sat back and watched a black woman be arrested, the only black woman at one of these protests, and they did absolutely nothing. The same people who said we will be a human shield if our black brothers and sisters show up did absolutely nothing. So you tell me, sweetie, should we start handing out participation trophies now or wait until they're all done picking the right music to post to their videos?
I'm sure by now everyone has come across the April 5th protests and just seeing how people are gathering in large amounts. I think they said like Florida, thousands of people came out. Multiple states throughout the area have all these people marching, as you can see. But one thing I want to make very clear, while we're at home resting, I don't see one police officer. And the whole vibe is like a little social gathering. Okay, it's like a little, we're mad, yay, unrest. And there's no police presence whatsoever. And these things are getting massive. They're fucking massive. And I want to make it very clear that this is being allowed with zero recourse. I'm willing to bet everything in what's left of my 401k at this point that if we were out there, and by we, I mean, there would be so much discourse with the police, with us, with people, and those good old boys would have been marching against us. I'm telling you, there is a whole other side of that protest that is waiting on black people, and it's not just the police. It's those people who are diehard Trump fans and diehard racists. I kid you not. But what's so interesting to see is how no one gives a shit. Like no news for real. Like they're saying something, but they're not out there interviewing people for real. And it's like, damn, y'all really are waiting on black people. Like y'all need us to help you, but we fucking can't. Because if we do, that's when those good old boys are going to be called and all that shit's going to be shut down. So y'all doing good. Go you. So
why is there no coverage of the protests that took place on April 5th? There were protests that were taking place in all 50 states of the United States of America. All 50 states. Yet there was no coverage. We saw people going live. They were on Instagram Live, Facebook Live, TikTok Live, showing that the protests were happening. They indeed were happening. But why is there no media coverage on those protests? In the lives that I was seeing, that I was streaming, I saw that there were a lot of people out there. And surprise, surprise, there were a lot of white people and a lot of vets, right? And not only was I paying attention to who was in the crowd, I was paying attention to the police officers, to law enforcement, where they were, what they were doing, how did they look, how they were behaving, because I've witnessed, I've been a part of several protests, especially during the Black Lives Matter, and I know what law enforcement was looking like when it was, you understand, those type of protests back in 2020. So I was looking out in the videos, in the streams, looking to spot law enforcement, to see the barricades, to see law enforcement in fucking bulletproof vests with K9 dogs and batons and forcing and huddling everybody in one corner. I was looking out for that. But I didn't see it. I didn't see any of it. I didn't see any of the treatment that would have been out there, that we would have seen had a lot of black people been out there protesting alongside those white people and those veterans. And that leads me into my next point. The reason why there was no media coverage showing all of these protests that were happening simultaneously in all 50 states was because it would have to showcase that it was all white people, old people, veterans that were fighting, literally saying that Trump is ruining this country. See, they're not going to listen to me and you, black, brown. You understand when we say that Trump is literally ruining this country. This administration is going to ruin this country. But if they see Mima and Papa, you understand? They see their grandma, they see their veterans, their vets, their uncles, grandfathers, whoever, out there literally saying, I am a recovered MAGA supporter. Please do not support MAGA. If they were to see that in all 50 states, white people would have to think more. They would have to think more. And open up their minds and get woke, the very thing that they don't want them to do. But y'all do know for a fact that if it was black people that was out there alongside with them, that's the crazy thing about it. Even if they were there, like some of them were there as allies during the Black Lives Matter protests, even if they were there, as soon as we were alongside them, best believe law enforcement would have been out there in full force. They would have been out there in full force. And best believe sometime during this week, we would have gotten some announcement of martial law being enacted. I just wanted to put that out there. So for all the people who is like, why weren't black people protesting? It was out of safety. And it's because we knew if we wasn't there, that it would actually be a peaceful protest. And it's not even to say that they were peaceful. If you were listening to some of the shit that these people were saying, they was rowdy, okay? But they still was met with respect. The type of respect that black people would have never been given. We've never been given that opportunity. We've never been given that privilege. And this is why we as black people have to figure out another way to boycott and another way to protest. Because going out there in the streets is literally a death wish.
It's giving unbothered. It's giving buddy cop. It's giving enjoy your little parade. But when we show up, it's giving tanks, gas masks, batons, choppers, and trauma. Let's talk about how the police treat white-led protests like a block party, but black-led protests like a war zone. These hands-off protests was well needed, and thank you and kudos to everybody that showed up out there. But they were mostly white, and guess who else had hands off? The police. You had people marching in the streets, no permit, blocking traffic, and somehow no riot, no gear, no barricade, no helicopters overhead. It looked like a sponsored walk for yoga moms. Police were posted light, like security guards at a Sephora, okay? Standing back, arms crossed, no shield, no helmet. It's giving, let them have their moment, because whiteness ain't seen as a threat. It's seen as orderly expression. Now let's flip to 2020. Black Lives Matter. George Floyd. We protested peacefully. What did we get? Rubber bullets, tear gas, curfew, and a whole damn National Guard. That's what we got for protesting. They met us like we were the enemy of the state. They came ready for war, because when black people demand justice, the system hears it as a threat, not as a request. Let's be clear. It wasn't the message that brought the cops out during the George Floyd protest. It was the melanin. Same country, same constitution, two different police responses. You think it was a coincidence? Police don't see black protests as protests. They see it as provocation. They don't show up to de-escalate. They show up to dominate. And that's why so many black folks are sitting these new protests out, because we know how they treat us when we speak up. And we see how soft they go when y'all do it. It's giving immunity for some. It's giving war zone for others. But more importantly, it's giving news. Drop down the comments. Let me know your thoughts. I really need to hear from you. What do you think, either as a white protester or a black protester?
I don't know about others, but knowing that the protest that they had this past weekend was so peaceful and that the police were there to protect them and help them, it really hurts. It really hurts. Being a black woman in America 2025, I just think about my grandparents and my great grandparents, and knowing that we have made little to any change is just crazy to me. Also, I would have loved to been out there, even though I did take a stand with just being at home. It seems like the way that we can make progress is that we need others to help. We need the white women there to take a stand, to stand in the place, because we can't do it. Because anytime they see us, they just see us as aggressive and mean and angry. And I just don't like that. I joined an organization, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, because I was inspired by my founders that marched in the Women's Suffrage March. They made a difference. They were out there. They were protesting. And I hate that. I feel like I need to stay home. I feel like it's just not my fight. I feel like I don't know. I feel hopeless. I really do. I just feel like it's just sad. I'm just really sad. I guess I'm just venting because I don't like this. I really
So some
don't.
group of people were actually in the comment sections talking about how the protest was so peaceful because there was no sight of black people. Oh, you know them as as violent people. Like they were not there. That is why the protest was so peaceful. Like seriously? Are you serious right now? Or the protest was very peaceful because these people know exactly what they are doing. Because the kind of people who were present in the protest are different from the ones that they call upon if black people was to get involved. They're just trying to change everything to make it look like, oh, the protest was very beautiful because you guys who happens to be the problem are not there. Really. And the only the only black lady who was there was actually arrested by a cop. The only few, let me just say, a percentage, 2%, who was there. Now a video was surfaced. She was arrested. Like seriously, like this. Do you understand what is going on? Like they have pictured the country to actually be to be in a state whereby it is actually meant for subgroup of people. If this group of people which the country is meant for comes out to protest, oh, there is no cause for alarm. We just have to allow them to do their thing. We can even go as far as giving them the opportunity to have a bouncing castle. We can even, you know, turn it to a crusade, or even uh, anything you can turn it. But even people whom they actually considered not fit to be in a country or in that said country, oh, you know what you do? You have to make these people realize that they don't have rights to speak out. You have to be quiet. You will need to, this was just all what is given. Enough of all of this. Oh my God. Oh, it was so peaceful because no, it was peaceful because this is exactly how the country has been created, as the system. This is how it is meant to be, you know so as to tell people, when people that looks like me complain, and with all of these other people that make it look like people or black people complain so much, this is it. I like the fact that black people stayed home and the world actually saw what black Americans, more specifically, have been trying to say for a very long time. Look at what happened during the Black Lives Matters and look at what happening now. And I heard about the, martial law. This has always been their plan, even when they thought that black people might participate. And since they didn't participate, they decided to still do it anyways. I posted a video about this martial law yesterday on the 20th, a law who they've been considering to pass and all of that. Like, seriously. They decided to still do it anyway. That in which they have planned to sign. They just want to get away with it. They don't want to hear your voice. They don't want to hear your opinion. Your voice does not matter. Like, you just have to take anything that they have to give to you. You don't have any right to complain. This is just it. This is just it. And someone was somewhere requesting and demanding for a bouncing castle because they just want to let you know that, oh, you can actually have a bouncing castle and have some um areas meant for kids. Like, it was not. Do you think that it's a joke? This is not a joke. People's livelihood are at stake. People's career, people's job, they're on stake. They're hurt. People are being relieved of their work. Veterans are crashing out. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please, if you've not subscribed to this channel, dear girl, a huge favor to click on the subscription button. Share me what you thought in the comment section. And I will see you lovelies when I upload the next. Why not just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video? And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. So if you've not subscribed to this channel, do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button, like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.